freshman James Taj Bell built his basketball reputation on these legs, the cornerstone of his wonderful athletic ability. But when chronic injuries to both shins began during his junior year in high school, doctors knew this story might detour to the operating table.
We exhausted everything we could do. So it was around September, early September, and it was like the surgery should be the best thing to do at this point. Honestly, I thought I wasn't going to play. But, through hard work, Coach Lon, Coach Jeff, I got back.
The operation, the description of it alone is enough to make you cringe. And he made a very mature decision to get that done early in his career. He just had incredible faith in himself that he would work hard to get back on the court. And that's exactly what he's done. I think everybody in the program has been really impressed with it.
The best part about him is how much, how he responds. He does a really good job of, taking a hit and saying, okay, next play, here we go. Saying, the whole thing, getting hurt, being sick. He said, okay, next play, what do I do now? Where do I go from here?
Where he started was having 2 9-inch metal rods inserted in his shins to strengthen and stabilize.
When we first approached this whole thing with the stress fractures and we sat down and we talked about it as a staff, what was the worst case scenario with this? That, we'd go ahead and put the rods in his legs and the healing would occur, but it would be over a period of longer than what it did. We were fully prepared to redshirt him. He responded great to it. He had minimal discomfort. He had minimal problems with it after the initial surgical pain.
But don't underestimate that pain.
I didn't sleep for 3 days after the surgery. So I had it September 8th. I didn't sleep till like the 12th. I couldn't walk by myself. It was funny. My mom was in the hospital with me. They gave me a walker. I didn't get crutches. They gave me a walker. They made me get up that first day. I barely put any pressure on. And then getting back, it was just being comfortable walking, putting the pressure on my knees. I couldn't go upstairs by myself. I had to take breaks after like 20 stairs. It was tough. It was a lot of pain, not necessarily in my shin, but around the place where they made the incision. That was tough.
Amazingly, though, the operation wasn't tough.
Typically, you see this on an automobile accident or something like that, where they're putting rods into people and putting them in bones. So you would see something with a lot more trauma to it. This was, as Dr. Good said, pretty simple.
Bell then spent his recovery time learning the college game and keeping his attitude.
He stayed so positive through the process and just kept plugging away. And it didn't seem like he really got that frustrated. I'm sure he had to, but he didn't let it show. Didn't change his demeanor and how he approached things.
If you think about basketball, everything you think about is jumping at some point. Jumping, jogging. I was shooting free throws until I got cleared for anything physical, anything running. So it was just standing there shooting, working on my form. I couldn't be on my legs for too long. So whatever I could do, I tried to.
And that repetition yielded a benefit in his shot.
I trust my technique and I trust my form a lot more. And it was stuff that Coach Wright and the coaching staff wanted me to do, like with my shot, before I got back on the court, so that helped a lot.
As this marvel of a comeback continues, Taj is turning the page and working harder than ever.
I have to get the strength back in my legs. It was a bone problem, so there's not much you can do for a bone problem but let it heal. And yeah, I think it's healed.
Taj, like in days and weeks like this, where we might have 3-4 games in 7 days, Taj comes in and runs on the treadmill, and he goes on the sprint treadmill, and he goes on the floor and does extra conditioning. So again, positive mindset. We get back at 1 o'clock in the morning, and Taj, do you want to run tomorrow morning? Yep. What time do you want me to be there? Shows up at 8 o'clock. And gets back on the treadmill and goes. So for him, it's really a process. We're continuing to push forward before we pull back and go into a maintenance.
His game is evolving, but his first impression has already been made.
He came in, he lifted extra, he shot extra, he ran extra, he did everything even though when somebody told him not to do it, he still did it. Just trying to come back for the team. Even though he's giving up his freshman year, he's not healthy. He gave up everything for the team, and that's something we take pride in. And we all notice that he's doing that. So if he needs something, we always there. And we don't. If we need something, you can see, as we can see, he came back real early, and that's something that you can really be proud of.
The Delaware game in December was a first glimpse of the impact Bell can have.
I kind of felt like I was a little bit of a spark that game. Like, we were kind of stagnant, but just to know that, like, they don't have to do everything. I think that's big for them, too. Like, it's a little bit of weight off their shoulders. And then the point that they can trust me a little bit. They pass me the ball.